Hey, Brother Eric, welcome.
Om Shanti, everyone, and dearest Mohini Didi. So nice to be in Madhuban and also in Peace Village. So really enjoyable to feel the magic of being somewhere else than where we sit. We're watching the program and we're in Madhuban, but also feeling the presence of Peace Village. So very, very lovely. I know we're reaching the end of the journey, it seems. We don't want to, but we are about to complete the whole story. And it's a lovely feeling to have spent a whole month again in a special journey. So maybe there's a symbolic concept that at the end of the book, you are in Peace Village, Mohini Didi. It's just beautiful. And I was wondering if we can come back to the points from Dadiji that we heard earlier, how to welcome sickness as a guest. It's a great concept. I don't know if everyone manages to do it whenever there's a little headache or a little stomach ache. I don't know if we all are happy with this idea of having that kind of guest coming to us. I have more preferable guests usually on my list. I don't usually find that these are the guests I really enjoy. And I thought maybe, Mohini Didi, you want to share with us how to make it real. How can sickness really be a guest that you don't tell, nice coming? Can you please go away right away?
If we remember that is some karmic accounts, and to settle karmic accounts, we need remembrance, right? Like right now, I have that guest in my throat, right? So, but I always, whatever happens, my all attention is on remembrance, you know? Because I feel that it's through remembrance I'm settling. But the way that he's saying, I mean, I do say that Brahma Baba, I don't know, it was with the age or whatever, he used to cough a lot, you know. And then he will say, oh, cough is my friend, you know. I will keep, it's okay. And same with Dadi Janki, she, whenever body is not well, she says, Baba is repairing the body so that we can serve more. Sometimes she will say that elements are being purified, they are becoming sato pradhan. You know, so whenever body is not well, Dadis always give such blessings at that time. But what I find that if I am in remembrance or I maintain my spiritual journey and make good efforts, then actually soul is becoming worthy of serving more, right? So then whatever the body is like, but Baba is able to use it. So there is, Baba had nothing to do with the body, but with the stage of the soul, right? So I always remember, and that's why whenever there was very difficult, challenging time, I just kept remembering Baba, be with Baba, and then I find that today, I find that yes, Baba is able to use the soul, whatever has been accumulated, then whatever the body is like, you know. So if that thought is there, then of course, see, many times if nature, bodies from the elements, nature, right? If it doesn't block in a certain way, certain things which I could physically do, like, you know, traveling, one has to do it. But the time comes, no, you cannot because your body doesn't permit, or whatever treatment you're taking, you know, it doesn't permit. So you know that it's an indication now that, just use soul power, increase power of yoga, increase power of mind. I don't think otherwise we will do it. We will just keep same routine. So actually body is telling us, stop, change your time, change your timetable, change your routine, but we won't do it. So sometimes I find that matter also kind of a milestone where it just says, no, up, you can go only up to that extent physically, but now it is spiritually. So inner capacities keep growing if I am in remembrance of Baba.
So this may be our new language when we tell someone,
Mm.
do you have many guests today? And any guest in your body when we talk about the well-being. But you're saying, of course, we think sometimes of it to be a karmic account. Is it always really a karmic account, the way the body goes through something? Because we look at Brahma Baba, the daddies, at the end of their life, they had to, is this really, do we have to think they had to settle something? Because we like to think they were already, free from settling. And sometimes when we think of a disease or a sickness to be a karmic account, how do we make sure we don't have any guilt associated, even unconsciously, with the fact that, oh, I must have done something wrong to experience what I'm going through today? So what's the healthy medical, mental attitude so we don't feel guilt?
Yeah, but one thing I like about Brahma Baba, that he was healthy until last day. He used to walk fast, and it's only cough, but basically I always keep his image that his eyesight, he was walking, everything was almost normal until 90 plus age. That was very good because he really ascended. He reached to his stage, a big stage. Now, see, all of us have some karmic accounts, but everyone settles in a different way, some through body, some will have difficulty of their nature, so relationships, some have financial difficulties, and some their mind is not stable, like they are not able to ascend. Somewhere they get stuck. So these are four ways, no? And all of us since copper age, in some way or other, have used vices, right? Because of maybe attachment, because of greed, and so I don't feel that there is guilt because that's how the life was since the copper age. But I think still we are very, very fortunate. Look at now what is going around, but each one of us, we are keeping well, no? In our minds are good, our body is manageable, and we are able to eat dal roti, right? Still have good place to live, and I think we are very fortunate. Even when I think of last birth, and I say if last birth is so good, imagine what the first birth will be like. So guilty about what? All of us in some way or other are, have to settle, right? So, but we are fortunate that we have knowledge that we are settling. So instead of settling, we are not battling or creating more karmas. But of course, it's settling, but also soul is ascending now. Our degrees of purity, our service, everything is increasing, ascending. That's what sometimes I ask Baba, that when, you know, all what I am doing now, if body would have been well, how much better I could have done. But it won't be like that. So I feel that once there is this contentment that I'm able to serve, and I feel really at this stage that it's Baba who makes us use us, because of the remembrance, because of yoga, because of our trust and because of our faith, right? Baba is able to use the souls to serve in unlimited way.
There was a point in the Murli 2 weekends ago, the whole Murli on love, and leakage. And Baba mentioned so many aspects related to love. And one was very interesting, and I liked it when he said, love also enables, to settle karmic accounts. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday when you mentioned, I really, really enjoy when you said that real service is to help others to have a vision of themselves, which is higher, to make them move into their higher stage and not to remind them of their mistake or their lower stage. So do you think we can help or we can serve in such a way that it also remove karmic accounts in others?
Yeah, so what is happening that when your vision towards them is elevated, right? You are not getting entangled into anyone's weaknesses or sanskars or, otherwise what start happening that is other soul, but I am also settling with that soul. I am having waste thoughts and why they do not have this much capacity, why they cannot do it, why can't they be accurate? So many thoughts come. But I remember one of the Dadi, when I came in, Gyan said, never expect anyone to have same capacities or qualities as you have. Otherwise, you will be very frustrated and disappointed. And I immediately remind myself, if I see that, when they can do better, why they can't be like this, why there is more understanding, I immediately say, everything in everyone is according to their part, right? Even nature, maybe they need that kind of nature in their part, So I was telling someone that, I always had been kind of innocent comparative to a lot of people, know their intellect. So I love it, but I always have one or two around me who always will kind of, take care of wherever I needed to be another way around. So I think that everyone, according to their part or according to whatever the nature is, they get their part. It's like, our understanding keep deepening every day. And I said, oh, this is how I don't not necessarily want to know everything. I don't want to know necessarily about everyone, everything. And there are some people, they want to know everything. They keep going on. Or some have very investigative type of intellect. And for me, I just say, okay, whatever anyone tells me, that's it. I don't need to, I don't have that nature. So I think that it's maybe nature gives you part or it's your part that you get that kind of nature. But every minute with everyone, there is a kind of settling. You will find that even, like those who have love, if there is even little attachment, there is suffering, or even those who are serving, you have to tolerate whatever, things are there. So settling, I think, is ongoing all the time. But our attention is not there. Our attention is more, let's maintain good relationship. Let's have respect for everyone and help others also to have their self-respect. So it is more on creating those kind of quality relationship. But of course, nearest relationship have more settling than anywhere else. And that's why we are very careful where we say be detached and lovely.
I'm remembering, of course, Daddy G's love, Daddy Kumarka's love, Daddy Janki's love, and you experience Brahma Baba's love directly. And I'm wondering, when Baba says love can also settle karmic accounts, I'm wondering, when I felt the love from the daddies, could that love also be instrumental to free me from some limitations or karmic bondages? And if my feeling is that yes, definitely their vision for us, their purity of vision for us helped us to be free from our limited vision towards us. And I'm wondering, how can I do the same? How can we also offer such a quality of love? Even some people, they look so stuck in their own role. You wonder, are they going to be really having gold, silver, copper, iron, or are they going to stay same all the time? So how do we keep such a vision? Where do you find your vision to be able to see others in their elevated stage when they seem to be a bit stuck in their own lower stage?
No, but we know that everyone's stage of perfection has degrees, no?
Mm.
Like number one souls, their perfection, and then gradually that also is different. But I think that for me, I was remembering, and I did mention yesterday, we had tradition. Whenever we met anyone, wherever we met, we first share the drishti, right? And that was very good, because what do share in drishti is love. What you share in drishti is your good wishes or pure vision. But now we don't take, we don't have, we just pass within a second, share drishti. But that old, you remember old days, there was just really loveful drishti. We looked at each other in the center of forehead, and then we said Om Shanti. So we might start doing that. And when we do that, then we will also know that how we are sharing good wishes, we are sharing Baba's love, we are sharing elevated vision. But now we don't even look at each other properly. We just start talking, we just start saying what we have to say. So first we have to share that love for Drishti also. Yeah.
It's lovely that, yes, we remember these amazing moments with the daddies and their drishti. Do you find that giving love, when Baba says sometimes you have to give others virtues and powers, how do you do that? Do you have your virtues and powers in your pocket and you're ready to just give like from a virtue box or from a power box? How do we give those values and qualities? And for you, what is your intention when do you think sometimes, oh, this one, I'm going to give him patience because they really need patience, or it just comes?
No, let's say if someone gets irritated very quickly and we are together and I say, no, I have to maintain patience. I have to really maintain extra patience. So when I'm doing it, it's like donating the virtue at that time of patience. Being in that virtue actually is donating or cooperating in the task, because that virtue is most needed, or patience. Some don't have patience, so just maintain patience. I saw dadis doing that. And that could also be donating, it could be mansa seva, it could be subtle cooperation. But that's what I think we all need to do, so that Baba's task, if someone gets impatient quickly, but you just maintain patience. And so somewhere it becomes, no, balance it. So that's called donating virtue or cooperation through virtue. And it's good for the task, right?
It's subtle because at the same time, if we don't want to see the weakness on the other, it's not that we should give in response to seeing a weakness, but to give in response to seeing a virtue, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
otherwise, we'll be seeing the weakness and thinking, okay, this one is wrong. Let me give him something good. So how to even give something without even seeing the weakness of the other?
So see, we all are together for Baba's task, right? So we are doing a task and we find that everyone has certain limits, right? And if one has that limit, then I can use it little more unlimited. So I look at more as a task. And of course, in relationship, that I know that this will get very upset about something. And I decide I have to stay very quiet. I have to stay very peaceful, smile and make it light instead of make it more complicated. So to maintain good atmosphere, good relationship, and Baba's task continues and get accomplished, properly. So I really enjoy doing it because that's where you feel good. You say, oh, okay, we made it. So whichever virtue was kind of not sufficient in the atmosphere or relationship or for task, you just stay in that virtue. Bring more and more that in your thoughts, words, drishti. And it's really very charitable, very enjoyable also.
So we'll all be staying with you in Peace Village, and please convey to each and everyone in Peace Village our love. I know on behalf of the whole family, I can join and tell you how much we're happy you are in Peace Village. I'm sure it must be a beautiful moment. So bring all our love to the whole family in Peace Village, and we wish we could be with you physically, but I'm sure we're all experiencing Peace Village now with you. And so very nice that we can give our love to all the family in Peace Village, all of them. So thank you, Mohini Didi.
They all are listening to you, and I'm sure one day you all will be able to come also here.
Definitely.
Okay. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Good night.
Good night.